Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on June 4, 2015, 12:15 a.m. Birmingham, and the topic, Nimrod. I believe he's the Antichrist, and I think I have it proof here. Let me read just a little bit and tell you about this. And here's the mind which has wisdom, the seven heads or seven mountains on which the woman sits. There are seven kings, five are fallen, one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. Keep in mind, a short space, another word for that is 7 years. And the beast that was, please understand this, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and he goes into perdition. So, out of the kingdoms on earth, there were seven heads. Five were, one is to come, and the one is to come has already been part of the previously mentioned. And it was Syria, it was Persia, Egypt, it was Rome. And so he was part of the five, and then Rome again is six. So the seventh has not yet come, but the one that will be has already been. This is confusing, I know, but think about this. Nimrod was being changed into a Gaborian. Remember, his body began to change while he was king, and Nimrod was the only beast or man or whatever you want to call him that was ever king of the world. The rest were kings of kingdoms, not of the world. Now today, there's a 10-nation confederacy or a 10 kingdoms that are combining. Okay, this is why the fight is so hard trying to make America turn itself over to somebody else. They've already placed us in the category with Canada and Mexico. But we're the only holdouts. And as soon as we stop holding out by force, it will be. And I think for that to happen, I think there will have to be a removal of the people that are here that are holding out, called the rapture. Keep in mind, the new leader will come, and he has already been. He was part of them, and he'll be one of them. He will be Nimrod. He will be the one that's the head of the New World Order. He will be one that is empowered by Satan at the midpoint of that. He will be the only one to have ever claimed to be king of the world. Remember the regal crown that they gave him? He's the only one that lost his head. The rest of the leaders of kingdoms died in wars or of old age, some of illnesses, but this is the only one who lost his head. Now, he will sit in the temple, the newly built temple in Israel, and he will not die when he sits on the mercy seat. This is the Ark of the Covenant. He won't die. Why? Because he's going to already be a walking dead man. He will be like a zombie. He will have been empowered by Satan. He's a walking dead man. Nimrod is going to be the one. He will be completely transformed at that time. Also at that time, he will be putting out himself. He will be making right and left. I say all these scientists around the world, especially in the European countries, they're out there putting DNA in people together and putting them out like a doggone line. What am I trying to say? Where you work on cars, you spit one out every 30 minutes. Assembly line. That's what I'm trying to say. And then they'll be going out telling everybody, say, look how mighty I am. Look how strong I am. I'm going to live for 500 years, or I may live 1,000 years. But he'll convince. And already a poll has been taken. Who in the European countries, who would take this mark? 84% of the people said they would. Already. Also, who has a statue of Nimrod in front of their, like our White House, but it's their White House or their federal building or their main headquarters, who has a statue of Nimrod in front of it, and who has the triangle, the all-seeing eye in above the head of Nimrod? Who do you think? I didn't know this until today, but it's in Israel. The Jews have it. It will be easy for them at that time to accept Nimrod as the world leader. It will be easy for them to accept Nimrod as their coming Jesus or their Savior, until he walks into the temple of God. But if you go and look in Revelations chapter 17 and start at verse 8 and go down, and it even mentions that when he'll give him the power and the strength to the beast for 1 hour. 1 hour. What is that? 7 years. This is going to be Nimrod. He's going to be put back together. He has already lost his head, and he will be brought back through the miracles of DNA, taking his DNA and DNA of someone today. Nimrod, remember, he was being transformed into a Nephilim already. He had already had cloven feet when he died. So he's coming back. Nimrod is coming back. Chuck Missler had it right several years ago. I didn't believe it. But now, go to Quest for Truth, episode 5. You'll see Rob Skiba and Douglas Hamp talk about this, and prepare to be amazed at what they tell you. Jody Wolf, Expoz.